Hi there, fight fans. My name is Kian Lang, and I'm very happy to say that I'm today joined by the UFC's most informed welterweight, Mr. Sam Patterson. Sam, thank you so much for joining me again today, brother. How are we doing today, man?
I'm good, my man. Thank you. My pleasure. It's good to be on again.
I mean, first things first, how has life been since, UFC Paris and that incredible win?
Nothing's changed. Milk still costs the same at the shop. Everything's still the same. Apart from I've got another win on my record, and I'm one step closer to top 15 in the world where I want to be. So, yeah, everything's pretty much the same in my eyes. I'm still in the gym improving. Even though I won, there's so much we need to work on if I want to be the best in the world. So, yeah, back to normal. Not sitting too much on a win because I don't want to wake up with a loss. So.
And going back to that fight, leading up to it, how was camp preparing for it? I imagine it was a little bit different getting different partners in, different work, and obviously fighting someone like Trey, who's the biggest welterweight on the planet, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It had its own um, challenges, let's say, because I'm normally the tall guy. Fighting someone that's taller did have its own challenges we had to prepare for. So it was good because it brought out that kind of. I love to learn. It's why I got into martial arts. I love learning. I'm like a sponge. You show me something once, I'll use it. And fighting someone taller meant I had to go out and figure those kind of challenges out and add to my game, which really is a blessing in disguise because I love doing that anyway. But when you're fighting the same kind of style or people with the same attributes that are a bit shorter and stuff, you can kind of use your game. But it's
Hmm.
very rare I fought anyone taller than me, so it was really cool actually going into training. Very hard to find welterweights at 5 foot, 6'5", but yeah, I end up sparring a lot of middleweights and light heavyweights just to get the height and understand the range. But again, it was really fun. The whole camp was good, and I come out on top, so it definitely worked.
And do you think, in a weird kind of way, preparing for a guy like Trey can almost in turn kind of help you understand how people are preparing for you, what kind of looks they're trying to get when they fight you, and in turn that can help you down the road as well.
Yeah, that definitely played a factor because we already know the stuff people are going to do when they're fighting me. Like anyone's fighting a tall guy, you know what you're looking for and what you're trying to do. It's just trying to actually do it is the problem. So that is something going into that fight. We knew, well, we were planning that. I didn't think Trey would realise that I could hit him when he normally doesn't get hit because he's normally fighting a lot shorter guys. The leaning out the way, the slipping, they're actually nowhere near you. So they're not going to hit you anyway. Whereas we knew that I would be able to hit him. Um, I wasn't surprised I left there with a massive black eye. That's because of the simple fact the whole camp had a black eye. Because anyone I was sparring that was tall, we sit behind our jabs. Being a tall fighter, you want to sit behind the jab. Um, yeah, so as soon as I had a black eye leaving, I was not shocked. I think the only week I didn't have a black eye was fight week, and then I got it at the end of the week anyway.
I mean, I love the fact you mentioned it there. I thought the probably the most impressive part of the performance for me was the way you established that jab. Like you say, fighting a guy who's 6'5", that's such a hard thing to do, and yet you were able to do it, and it eventually led to setting up the finish as well. I mean, was that a big part of the game plan going in to still be able to lead with that jab?
Yeah, because you can be. It's not always how tall you are. You to have range, you've got now to use it. You can be literally short, but if you have a good understanding of range, you can be the guy sitting behind the jab against a tall guy. It's not necessarily the taller guy who always has the better reach and range. It's understanding the range that matters, and I think I do that very well. It just obviously when you think you can't be hit, a tall guy has still got the same reach as you. You can be hit. It is. It's just another part of the game. It was something I had to challenge myself and figure out, and it kept me sharp to be honest. Because when you think you're out of range and out of danger, you're actually not against a tall guy anyway. So yeah, it was funny because he was 6'5". I actually had longer reach than him. It
Yeah.
wasn't by much, but I had the longer reach. And then it was the same when I fought Danny Barlow. I was taller than Danny Barlow, but he had longer reach than me. So we're all kind of in that bracket. Now it's just about who can use that range better. And thankfully on the night I was able to.
100%. And I mean, I'm assuming you've had a chance to watch back the fight by now. How do you reflect on that performance? And I'm sure, like you say, there's some lessons you take away and some things you want to improve on.
Yeah, there's a lot. I always look at what, especially me, my coach. I'll come out of that fight and my coach will already be got his. Like, it don't matter if I've won. He's more thinking about the things I've done wrong because that's what needs to be fixed. There's a few things in there. I probably got hit way too much, but it's also easy saying that when you're not standing across from the 6'5" guy. When you're fighting someone just as tall as you, I'm going to get hit. At this level, I'm going to get hit. It's making sure when I get hit, it's not a clean shot that puts me out. And it's making sure I hit them worse than they hit me. So, yeah, there's things we're working on. I'm already back in the gym. I really spend a lot of time in the gym improving my all-round game. I don't I don't focus on one area like now because I've knocked the last two guys out. I'm not thinking I'm a striker. I've been saying it before these fights and I'll say it now. I'm a mixed martial artist. So I'm in the gym improving my whole entire game. So the next guy, if I fight a grappler, I'm not going to go, shit, we need to start doing jiu-jitsu. I've been doing jiu-jitsu. I do it all. So, yeah, I'm straight back in the gym, just fixing out little things that I see in the fight. But that's just general. I do that after every fight. Um, and that's why I think you keep seeing improvements because it's not like I'm sitting on this win thinking I'm the man. There's so much to improve on. There always will be. And the day there isn't is probably the day I retire and get out of the game. So,
I mean, it was so interesting to me. I remember last time we spoke, I said to you about how people now think you're a striker, people think you're a grappler, and then again, you go out there, and I mean, the finish was just beautiful. You have this incredible ability to me to, when the finish is there, you stay so calm and you really pick your shots again here. I mean, is that something like you say you're just working on in the gym that when you get guys hurt, it's really about staying calm and picking those shots?
yeah, I think it's something that's just in you. Because one, you're not hurting people like that in the gym. If you are, you're just a dickhead. I think if you're smashing people in the gym like that, you're probably an arsehole. So you don't really get to practice that. The only thing I can say is something that's in me. If I see the finish, I'll go for the finish, but with intelligence. I always pride myself on having a good fight IQ, and that's because I'm a fan of the game. I watch the game. I have done my whole life. I've always watched MMA and stuff like fights, and I'm a fan of the sport. So I think my fight IQ is quite high because I've got a training partner, Charlie Leary, that every single one of his fights, he would, when he was fighting before, he would hurt someone in the first 10 seconds, like 4 fights on the trot, and then he would just rush in to get the finish, and they would end up recovering, and then he'd win over a 3 round decision. Or I one learned from that, but again, you can't plan these things because as soon as you get someone hurt, you see in a lot of fights, even at the highest level, people just go balls to the wall to get the finish. I don't think, and it's the same when I win. I'm not being arrogant, but I plan to win. So
Mm.
I'm not, when I hurt someone, I don't go, fuck, I need to finish him now. I will find the finish and I'll do it with intelligence. Whether I'm doing it instinctively because it's not something we can't plan for, and you can't prepare for that moment when someone's rocked or you find a submission. It just happens. But yeah, maybe I've learned from my training partners' experiences and watching other fights, and I've just got that kind of personality that I'm quite patient with things, and I'm very high on the fight IQ side of things. So I will find the finish, and I've done that pretty well so far.
I mean, you're on. I think it's the joint highest finish streak in the UFC now with 4 fights. I think Gene Silver had it, obviously, but then the Diego Lopez fight. I mean, having a stat like that behind your name has to just be. And like you said, I know you're a big fan of the sport. You're a big fan of the UFC before you got in there. Having that now, that must just be insane to you, man.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't really personally pay attention to that kind of stuff. It's cool hearing it. Like when you say it, I'm like, yeah, fucking hell, that is cool. Especially being in it. It's like all that stuff's quite cool when someone. But it's not something I look into too much. It's like I don't walk into the fight expecting a first round finish.
Mm.
Every single fight, I prepare for 3 rounds of absolute hell. As long as my hand is raised at the end of it, I don't care if we're in there for 15 minutes brawling. Like I'm happy with the first round wins, and it keeps happening. But it's not something I'm preparing for. I'm not going in there with a high pace that I'm trying to finish you in 1 round because I haven't got a 3 round. I haven't got 3 rounds in me. Yeah, I'm prepared for 3 rounds of war every time. It's nice. It's just crazy that the last 4 have been the first round. I can't complain. It's pretty cool when you say it, but it's not something I focus on too much.
100%. And I mean, looking forward now, obviously, after the fight, Neil Magny was the name that you kind of called out. Of course, he's fought since, beat Jake Matthews. Is that still who you've got your eye on, or is there other names as well?
Yeah, no, that I would happily fight Neil Magny. I think it's a great test for me. It's all from respect. Like I said, I'm a fan. I've been watching him. I've been watching everyone in the game, and I truly think he is a step up in competition for me, and that's exactly what I want. Um,
Mm.
Coming off another first round, I wasn't going to call Neil Magny out if I didn't dominate Trey Waters the way I did, because maybe I wouldn't be ready for that kind of step up in competition. But ultimately, I have finished the last 4 guys in the first round. I finished them. I think it was under 15 minutes, under a round like one fight would be. I want to step up in competition for my own, like for myself. I want to see how good I am. And that's all it's ever been for me. It's just to step in there and see how good you really are at this game. And Neil Magny was a name because I know he's a step up in competition and I am not taking him lightly. If I do get that fight, I'll prepare the best I can, the same I do for every single fight. And I will see if I go out there and do what I've done to the last four, I am really that level. And now we're going to the next level. So really calling out Neil Magny was just kind of putting it out to the UFC what I'm looking at, that kind of
Mm.
area. So anyone around that kind of area, that kind of number, would be great for me. If it's Neil Magny, great. If it's someone even just around that kind of number, that's what I'm looking at because that's the step up in competition. And let's see, we'll see what we get. You don't always get what you ask for, but you never know.
Well, hopefully, man, I'll be wishing for it because I think that's an incredible fight. And yeah, I wanted to know as well, you know, like we said, you've been a fan since however long. I mean, how did you find this sport and first get into the sport of mixed martial arts?
Oh man, I was just a kid. It was actually like me and my brothers. I've got two younger brothers that we used to just fight all the time and watch like fighting films. My dad would put Kickboxer on and we'd watch like old school fighting films instead of like cartoons. And my littlest brother, my youngest brother, actually went to an MMA. He was looking to go do it. I was just doing a bit of Muay Thai here and there. Nothing. I didn't even know really it was called Muay Thai. I was just kind of fucking about, hitting pads and stuff like that. And then he went along to a session and said, come home and said, look, you got to come try this place. Like the guy's actually a professional fighter. Um, oh yeah, he's great and everything. So I went along and man, I never looked back. I just got obsessed with the game. My two younger brothers still train now, but as hobbyists, they love the sport. We've always watched it. We've always been fighting, having a laugh. But I was just a different kind of like mind for it. I just got obsessed with it. Didn't care about nothing else, and it paid off because I'm in the UFC, the highest level today, and I do it as a career. I get to go train twice a day, have naps in the afternoon. It's paid off now. It weren't easy at the beginning, but that obsession has paid off, and yeah.
And when you were first getting into the sport and finding the sport, was there certain fighters or styles of fighters or even fights that you remember really, you know, being attracted to you and drawing you in?
Yeah, I think the first, because I weren't really. It was like the first fight I watched was Anderson Silva versus Vitor, and that's because we went to computer. My mum took us to Computer Exchange once, and the only DVD they had in there was UFC, whatever UFC it was that he was on, and it was that fight. That was the first fight I watched. So Anderson Silva was probably the first guy I saw, and then I started like watching it. Like I started going to like WEC and watching Anthony Pettis, and I was a kid, so I was quite flashy. Like you want to be, you obviously got to pick the flashy style because you're a kid, you want to try all the mad shit, jumping off the cage and all that. And then yeah, I just got pretty obsessed with it from there. Started watching more of the UFC. Started fighting when I was 16, and then yeah, now I'm still a fan today. To be honest, I'll watch the events, I'll watch the fights as a fan. I actually watch it twice now. It's like all I care about because I watch it once as a fan, and then I'll go back and watch it as the fighter. Like I'll look at the stuff, the details, and look at what I can add to my game, what I can try on Monday. Um, so yeah, I'm probably more obsessed now than I ever was because back then I was just a fan. Now I'm like a fan and I'm in it, so I've got to watch it from both heads.
That's incredible to hear. Well, I can't wait for your next fight, bro. You seem to be leveling up every single time you get into the cage, and I can't thank you enough for your time again. So thank you very much. And
Nah, no problem at all, man. Thank you. And yeah, like every single fight, you will see a new version of me because I'm in the gym all the time improving. And that's not me just saying it. I'm proving it because every fight I look like a total different guy. So yeah, tune in when I know. The world will know.
hundred
Until then, I'm
percent,
going to keep getting better. Thank you
hundred
for your
percent,
time,
man.
also.